welcome back to Fleckus Hawks Podcast, episode 36. Today on the show, the Girl Scouts are making the kids do pride stuff. The right had a big win after exposing last week's drag show for kids in Dallas at a bar. We're going to tell you why bringing your son to a drag show is a lot different than bringing your son to Hooters. Crime is on the rise in this week's Urban Decay. We're going to tell you why you shouldn't be turning your guns in. And last but not least, this guy gets humiliated by his girlfriend, and we're going to tell you why he shouldn't have been dating her in the first place. All this and more is Fleckus Hawks Podcast, episode 36, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool.
Fleckus Hawks Podcast featuring Richard Bradford.
All right, welcome back. Episode 36, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always.
Great take.
Great take. All right, before we get into the show, today's episode is brought to you by Public Square, the Public Square app. Guys, are you looking for businesses that share your best interest? Are you tired of seeing corporations sell us out and not do America First things? Well, we have a solution. The Public Square app is an app that's available on Google Play or the App Store, and it's basically a Rolodex database of all America First patriotic companies. You can download it for free. You can upload your own business there for free and get featured in the database. You open the app and you can see all businesses in your area and nationwide that are patriotic and America First. You want to go to a coffee shop that doesn't make you show a vaccine passport or doesn't make people wear masks? Public Square app can help you solve that problem. Download it today, the Public SQ app. It's in Google Play and the App Store. Get it today. It's absolutely free and it goes a long way. It helps you be more deliberate with your dollar so we can start promoting companies that share our America First values. Download the app today, the Public Square app. They're sponsors of the show. They support us. Let's support them right back. Let's get into housekeeping. Housekeeping. We have a really, this is probably, I don't want to say my favorite housekeeping because I say that every week.
Yeah,
but it's up there. It's up there. First things first, I don't know what this is. It says a chicken farm fire kills tens of thousands of chickens and it destroys the eggs. It's probably nothing.
Yeah.
Moving on. Justin Awad, our boy Justin Awad had another great video where he exposed people for not knowing anything.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite from last week's video was he asked somebody, what are the 4 directions on a compass?
Ooh.
And the person said, what's a compass?
No.
So it's not even like you can't even answer the question. Talk about not knowing the basics. Couldn't even answer the literal question. And I kind of had a realization, like the globalist types, like the Hillary Clinton types, they made America dumb so they could take all our stuff.
That makes sense.
That's
Easy manufacturing. They robbed that with, NATO and stuff. And now it's just, they want to take the rest.
Exactly.
They want you in VR, even though the beach is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they want your stuff unattended.
They want our stuff unattended. They want these people sleeping while awake, walking around like zombies, not even knowing what continent they're on or what century they're in.
And a lot of people comment saying, like, you need to ask them a follow-up question, stuff they know. People want to know what these dum-dums actually know.
That's very true.
So I think it's mostly like TikTok formatting, maybe like which hot chips are the best.
That song, run from God. They know all the TikTok songs probably.
Yeah, that takes up a lot of brain space, to be honest.
They would nail a quiz on TikTok songs. There was a recent Harvard poll that came out. Harvard, obviously being Harvard.
David Hogg's
soon to be alma mater.
Yeah.
And it says, breaking, a new poll from Harvard University shows Florida Governor DeSantis losing to Vice President Kamala Harris in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup for the presidential race in 2024, throwing cold water on his presidential aspirations. Retweet if you think this is great news.
Pack it up, Ron.
What world do you live in? What world do you live in?
Kamala Harris is seriously like one of the most unpopular, least articulate people I've ever seen, and a do-nothing vice president. Like, vice president is kind of a weird role where you don't have any power, but you kind of like make your impact on certain issues and stuff. And, and Joe Biden's like, Kamala, go do something at the border. She does.
The least likable person, the fakest person, the lowest polled person ever. She's going to beat Ron DeSantis. And it's like the theme of today's episode is the left wants to manufacture truth, but they have a hard time doing it because you need the actual truth to present the truth. You can't just say, oh, this is the truth when it's not, because people can sniff that out. It's very sloppy work and usually satanic.
Yeah, media pumping only goes so far, as we've seen with Joe Biden's approval rating, right? Like, he's the most popular or most generous coverage of all time, like for this
Mm-hmm.
first year, and it's still in the dumps.
So it's all fake. It's all contrived. They pretend, oh, Harvard said Kamala Harris would beat Ron DeSantis. And everyone goes, yeah. And it's like, now you just embarrassed Harvard.
Yeah.
You just
It's so
ruined
true.
Harvard. You just exposed Harvard
Well, that's
for
what
being one of your ploy puppets
it's
when
like,
you
hey,
need it.
hey, can I lean on your credibility a little bit? And then it's like, eventually you destroy everybody's credibility. The ACLU, Harvard, all these.
SPLC, every single group,
Exactly.
Coca-Cola,
God.
the MLB, the NFL, everything just gets roasted
Yep.
because they need to hold up this fake truth that the left is creating. Speaking of corporations that have sold out, Google, a couple days ago,
Yes.
D-Day,
June 6th.
had no thing on their front page. They usually do a front page thing for the holidays. They had nothing for D-Day, and instead
They celebrated the invention of espresso machine in their Google Doodle.
it was the espresso machine day, I guess. It was the day that the espresso machine got invented, and they told the whole world about that instead of D-Day, one of the most important days in American history.
Yeah, Google probably wouldn't exist the way it does if D-Day hadn't happened. Obviously, that America's involvement in World War II propelled us to be the industrial lone superpower afterwards, and I don't think Google makes it without that whole beach landing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
That's typical, right? I mean, this is just like the meme reinforces itself every week. We get a new one, and it's interesting to see what they change it to every year.
Exactly, and it's not like the things that we called them out for in the past have been like one-off and mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like they just keep proving what side they're on and how blatant and how deliberate they are with their postings and like what they're willing to do. Like, every week we just see it and think, oh, now we know.
Another one added
Exactly.
on the books and then do nothing,
Yep. So we're still in housekeeping. This next thing is kind of just an idea to improve an existing product.
Okay.
So the product is Amazon Prime or Amazon Movies, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So
Prime Video.
Prime Video. So the idea to improve Amazon Prime Video is, if you're watching the new Machine Gun Kelly movie, you should be able to get your money back if you stop watching within 10 minutes. Not even just that, you could even prorate it.
Say take 28 cents.
And say take the amount of movie I watched, and you basically still got all the money back.
Smart. So I was gone this weekend. I wasn't hanging around. Did you watch the Machine Gun Kelly movie for 10 minutes?
I tried to do it.
What's the movie? What's it even about?
It's like a guy who's like dating whoever Megan Fox played, I think. I couldn't even watch it. It was so bad. Yeah. So this past weekend, this is actually the next piece of housekeeping. You know who's a real moron?
Who?
Dixie. I had dog sit Dixie, typical liberals dog. And the first night I come downstairs, I have a hot dog, right?
Yeah.
So I take a little...
Shocking. You're painting a picture here for the audience. Machine Gun Kelly movie's on, you with the dogs, hot dog.
Hot dogs. So I take a little piece of the hot dog and I go, Dixie, come here. Sit. High five. And she does it. And I give her the hot dog, right?
Okay, standard.
So we're watching the 10 minutes of the movie. I'm eating the hot dog. And then she, like 2 minutes later, comes and sits next to me and sits and tries to do a high five again. As if I'm going to give her. What do you think? I need these high fives? What does it do for me? You think I live off high fives, Dixie, you idiot? So she's like, oh, I'm trying to go like this to get more hot dog. You stupid, stupid dog. So stupid. What do you think I get out of high fives?
Give her away.
Give her away.
No,
all right.
That's funny. She's actually smart, so.
Yeah, she's actually very smart. She's smarter than Jerry, for sure. She knows what I'm trying to do. Jerry just kind of lives in the moment.
Yeah.
She can.
He reacts to things. She manipulates the situation to her advantage.
Yeah.
Usually.
And she has a smaller brain than Jerry because her head's like this big and Jerry's head's like that big. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know how that operates.
Hey, brain size don't really matter, I guess.
Yeah. I thought that whole point was like big brains is smarter, though.
Yeah, but then there's an elephant. We're smarter than the elephant.
I think its brain is small in there. The elephant's brain's the size of a peanut.
I think a dolphin's brain is small, too.
But they're smart.
I know. So I'm saying it doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up. Hey, we can all agree it doesn't add up.
All right.
Last but not least, part of housekeeping. I do not like chorizo. Too salty. And I don't like the direction. You're taking sausage, breakfast sausage sometimes, and you're taking it into this direction that didn't need to go to. Red chorizo with the spices.
That's fair.
Not good.
You know what I'm going to say? I think, you know, the chamoy stuff? Like people who put like hot sauce on candy.
Oh yeah.
And it's mostly like Mexican, Hispanic people who love that. I can't do it. I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
2 different flavors, guys, and you want to mix it all? You want everything to be spicy? Then what are your taste buds? What are you enjoying?
We just don't need to add the spices. I know spices are cheap and free and everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't put hot sauce on ice cream.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying as well. Moving on out of housekeeping into our first section of the show, the Dallas drag section. We had a great week. Last weekend, the Dallas crew went to Mr. Misters in Dallas, Texas, and exposed a Drag Your Kids to Pride event in this bar.
It's funny. It was literally called Drag Your Kids to Pride.
Which sounds like it's not, like, what's the word?
Appropriate?
Or, yeah, they're dragging them. They don't want to go.
Yeah, they're doing a play on the word drag, but you're really exposing.
There's no
that's
consent.
How it goes.
There's no consent in drag.
The 6-year-old who's playing on his iPad, he's literally being dragged.
Yeah. So these guys did great. Aldo, our guy, our correspondent for the day, he did a great job. He got all the way in. The whole crew did a really good job, though. Isabella Riley filmed with him, got really good content as well. Taylor Hansen did a really good job.
Yep.
He exposed the drag queens, everything. He was outside. Aldo is our guy, did a great job. Buttazzoni is his last name.
Buttazzoni.
And I think
Buttazzoni.
that helped him get in because they probably showed his ID and they're like, "Oh, butt ass, like,
yeah,
get this guy in
yeah.
here.
He's one of us.
He's one of us." The KGB boys were there. The KGB show guys were there. They did a great job. John Doyle outside. Primetime Stein tried to get in the front door. They kind of plugged him on the way in. They didn't let him in, but he did a great job exposing the.
He burned fast and bright for that 30 seconds or whatever it was.
Yeah, he did a great job chasing the drag queens out as well. And Aldo, our guy, look at the way he like intros this interview. He kind of has like he's like basically undercover. They think he's on his side.
Yeah.
And he kind of has like a little like fake gay vibe to him where he's like, "Oh, we're at Mr. Misters. Like, check this out."
Got done with the Drag Your Kids to Pride event at Mr. Mister.
Like,
and
totally like, we're at Mr. Misters. Like, how did the event go? Yeah. So good. So, yes, Aldo did a great job getting in and being undercover. He's really good at pretending to be a little gay guy. We're just kidding, Aldo. We love you. You did so good. So there's a debate online now. The drag queen supporters are coming out and saying, well, if drag's inappropriate for boys, why is bringing your son to Hooters any different? Isn't that sexualizing them and grooming them? And the answer is obviously no, because bringing a young boy to a drag show where homosexuals are dressed like women receiving tips from children is not normal. That's not normal sexual development. That's not normal for anybody.
I call it deviant.
Deviant for sure. Bringing your young son to Hooters and they order wings and get a little like goofy and they like the girls, that's normal sexual development because no one secretly wants to fuck the kid.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's like a big difference here. And I think a lot of the things the left is doing now is they're trying to pretend that kids are like blank canvases. And, you know, they like anything and they don't know what they like. And the only reason they're heterosexual is because they've been groomed that way. What's the difference between grooming one way or the other? Which is obviously not the case.
100%. It's like you ever see a kid go to a swimming pool and just like an 11-year-old kid and he's just like out of the pool staring at someone. It's like, all right, Timmy's going to be straight. Like maybe he needs to chill and learn about nuance, but Timmy's going to be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing kids to a drag show isn't normal sexual development. You're actually showing them something new and trying to steer them into that direction to see if they like it or not, or actually encourage them to like it, which is literally grooming.
Yeah. And then they say it's more like, oh, just get used to it, accept it, like whatever. But that's not really what happens when the little kid starts dancing and really going after it. And
exactly. The sign in the background says it's not going to lick itself.
What does that mean,
What
Dad?
does that mean? And then the people on the left on Twitter are like, this is a sign from an ice cream shop. Why is everyone freaking out about it? Yeah, at an ice cream shop, it can pass.
Yeah, context.
Because you're eating ice cream.
Yeah.
What are we licking at the drag show with all these gay people?
And it's a gay bar, right?
Yeah.
So it's not going to lick itself in the gay bar. Doesn't mean ice cream, guys.
Yeah.
They don't have 12 o'clock midnight every night Sundays.
Yeah, exactly.
There's circuit parties.
Young boys being attracted to girls is normal sexual development.
And like
bringing them to this is an outlier event.
Yeah, certainly. And then also an experiment. Like we haven't seen these events on a large scale. We have seen Hooters on a large scale. It's been pretty fine. And then also it's like you go to Hooters, You go to Hooters with your dad and your brother after a baseball game, and it's like, what? We're going to Hooters? I thought we couldn't go to that place. And like, it's funny.
Fun. It's Americana.
Yeah. And then, you see some boobs.
You see some boobs. It's not even that inappropriate. They're wearing outfits. It's a corporate situation.
Yeah.
It's not even that crazy. But now it's like obviously the fight for the kids. I guess the kids are mature enough now to be 5 years old at a drag queen thing and be mature and about it and take it in normally as if it's a normal situation. Kids are also mature enough to vote at 16 now. They're not mature enough to buy a rifle until they're 21.
Yeah.
But they are mature enough to change their gender at age 5.
So there's way different levels.
There's different levels, and it never makes sense if you add them all together and say, well, you said kids weren't mature enough to own a gun, but here you said kids can change their gender, and here you said kids should vote at 16, but then you said, it's like every single thing you put together and try to add up, it doesn't make sense, but they don't really care. They just do whatever they need to do and say whatever they need to say in that moment for political points. Mm-hmm. So they're willing to sacrifice anything they've ever said in the past and contradict themselves because their audience has a fish brain and kind of just goes along with whatever.
Exactly. 8-second memory goldfish.
Yeah, exactly. But the puppet masters don't care. They actually laugh, I think. They actually enjoy making their little Muppets do stupid stuff. Yeah. Remember a few weeks ago, if you're not a woman, you can't get involved in the abortion debate. Mm-hmm. And now everyone's a woman if you say you're a woman, and then these drag, it's
no one can define it.
It never has to add up. It never has to make sense. It's just about right now, what do I need in my corner for political points? Yeah. And I'll use it, which is basically what happened. There was a video of this guy walking to the drag queen event to protest it. Mm-hmm. And look what happened. So look how he's treated.
Get out of the way.
Everyone's getting in his face. Everyone's trying to fight him. One guy's yelling, "Leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone." And it's like, irony alert. Don't you hear what you're saying? Like, they're projecting so much at this point. Leave the kids alone. The guy going to try and stop the kids from entering a drag show.
Yeah, if you left the kids alone, do you think they'd all be on Eventbrite buying tickets for the drag show? No, I don't think so.
Leave the kids alone so we can drag them to Pride.
I know.
It doesn't make any sense, and it's not supposed to. But they just kind of want to usher in this post-truth world where they just pretend that kids are a blank slate, and if it wasn't for this patriarchy, we'd have all more LGBTs, and everyone would be happy, and everyone would be able to express themselves and their gender identity in the sexual spectrum or whatever. And that's just absolutely not the case. It was conditioning. A lot of the gays and the drag queens were groomed into that lifestyle. That's just the truth. People aren't straight because, like, oh yeah, I kept seeing, everyone kept pressuring me to get a girlfriend, so I guess I'll like girls. Taylor Hansen had a really good story. He was in the bar in Mr. Mister's. He said there was a kid next to him with his mom, and the mom was saying, "Oh, my son's gay," and the kid was saying, "No, I'm not," and he's like on his phone, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not," and the mom was going, "Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is."
Jeez.
Which is so dark.
I wonder what effect that has on a 7-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on. We're still in the drag story. Remember back in the day when Elvis dancing was like super controversial?
Yes. He was like moving his hips too much.
And they wanted to make it like illegal, and he was like the bad boy.
And like the girls would go, "Ah!" Yeah. And they'd be like, "We need to stop this."
We've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Elvis. Look what you did.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
Yeah, that was a tiny little snowball, and now it's an avalanche at the bottom of the mountain, just waiting to steamroll kids.
Exactly. It's that first block in that meme where you tip it.
Elvis moving his hips a little too much, and then drag kids in Dallas. Drag your kids to Pride.
Drag your kids to Pride and tip the drag queens.
Do you want to talk about the result, the Texas state rep?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So then afterwards, like after this weekend, Texas state rep said, "I will be filing legislation to address this issue." Basically said he will file a bill to ban drag shows in the presence of minors in Texas, which I think is a great move. And it's a great chess move, too, because then it's like, all right, get the screaming leftists to come defend drag kids now. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, watch them protest this. You don't come out looking good to the majority of middle America.
Exactly. And there is like a dividing of teams. We talked about in housekeeping too, how the corporations are all selling out.
Yeah.
You remember how corporations wouldn't say Merry Christmas? They have to say Happy Holidays because not everyone is Christian and everyone celebrates Christmas.
You got to be sensitive to that.
But now
3% Muslim population.
Now everyone's fine with the gay stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the gay community. Everyone's LGBT. Everyone's involved in that.
Because they don't see it differently. They go, oh, yeah, Christianity, it's like Christmas, the whole thing that built America. Don't worry about that. It's holidays now. You guys can take that hit, right? But then they shove it in our face and go...
They shove it down our throat. They slap it across our face.
With no, like, in public-facing things, like a store, the whole storefront will be, like, gay and pride. And it's like, this is Main Street. Like, can we chill out? But so no consideration for anyone's feelings or beliefs then. I saw the same thing. A lot of people getting roasted. The Tampa Bay Rays, 5 players, 5 pitchers apparently refused to wear a pride thing, inciting religious beliefs.
Good.
Which is totally fair if you're a Muslim. But if you're a Christian guy in America, get tough, you know? Ugh, come on. That's not important.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize to the Muslims if I've ever thought that you guys were too strict. There's no there's no drag queen story hour in Iran.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of evidence to the contrary now that strictness.
They're proving their point.
Our looseness doesn't really help.
They laugh at us.
Yeah. Well, they should.
And last thing to kind of add to what we said about how kids are like, they're trying to pretend kids are a blank slate and like being heterosexual was grooming in itself. There is a quiz I saw on YouTube where it's basically like, are you, how gay are you? What percentage gay are you based on the movies you watched in the 90s or whatever?
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's like, oh, we're just pretending that everyone's a little gay. How gay are you? Just because the movies you watched?
It's a 50-50 thing. It's like, do you like a dude or not? And then one other one just was, am I gay? That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So to conclude, being in the LGBT community is not normal. We should promote things that are normal, that benefit a majority of young people and a majority of everybody. And if there are some outliers, we wish you the best. But we're not going to change the entire world, the entire country, our entire institution, or our institutions and our entire system for a few outliers, because the damage it'll do to the people who get confused by it is way worse than the damage it'll do to the small amount of people who maybe don't feel as represented, because they're represented enough. Yeah. It's not like I'm saying go back to zero, whatever. I'm just saying the pendulum swung so far. We got to bring it back into normal, guys. Let's come back to normal.
Weren't there gay characters in like the 70s movies?
Yeah. They've already resolved the problem. Yeah. And now it's just a matter of getting revenge. And they're going to do that by coming for the kids and turning them against their parents who don't want them to be at the drag queen show or doing gay stuff.
I feel like there's probably going to be more and more TV shows or media where people are like, where the straight character does a gay scene. And then they act like, it's not a big, it was one night, it was one thing. So they're kind of like teetering on that now.
Yeah, almost. The straight character who like has a one night hookup with a guy and is like, oh man,
it doesn't mean I'm gay.
Yeah,
like that type of thing.
It's just how guys are.
Dude, don't be so intolerant. Like it was a weird night.
Taking us out of the Dallas drag section and into cringe of the week. That could have been in Cringe of the Week, too. Because Cringe of the Week is going to be kind of similar. Our first clip from Cringe of the Week is the Disney employee ruins the proposal.
Yeah, and so this one went viral, but we had to talk about it because of our distaste for... Disney, And just the extreme nature of this. This little guy. This little guy does a little trot, runs in, snatches the ring.
Little rat.
You can't touch my shit. Like, isn't snatching something from someone's hand kind of like not acceptable?
It's an accelerating event.
It's not like you can just like get it like yoink the ring thing. It's like you kind of touch them, you do everything. It's almost like a physical thing, and you took advantage of me because I was literally proposing. Right?
And it's like the people are proposing here, the guy's proposing here, the castle's in the background.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you kind of stand off to the side, out of their shot like this, and then when they're done, go, hey, guys, you got to come over here. Congratulations, you got to come over here.
Yeah.
But no, he thinks he's oppressed. He, as a gay guy.
Is this guy gay for sure?
Yeah, this guy's gay.
He definitely ran a little light in the
So this guy, as a gay guy, thinks these are the oppressors. I, LGBT man, am in the oppressed community. I'm not letting this go down. I have power now. I'm going to flex my power. And it's like a microcosm of like the bigger thing. So like he sees this as an opportunity to flex whatever power he has to make the straight people's lives a little bit worse because he thinks he's oppressed. If this was two gay guys, he would be... I don't even want to say it. It's disgusting.
He'd be in with it. He'd be in there with it.
He'd be doing something gross and like trying to sell him poppers probably.
Well, I didn't know you were going to take that angle. I didn't assume this guy was gay or not, but I just think he was a little rat employee, you know? And the way you do it, like you can't put the cat back in the bag once you see your fiance down on one knee like this. It's like, what, are you going to get a new reaction from below the platform with the worst view and then have a magical moment? So the guy ruined it, and he's doing this little thing where he's like smiling and pointing.
As if he's right.
Yeah, he's like, sir, please. And I saw some Disney employees commenting on this and saying, like, one of the things, even when you tell people no, even when you tell people their luggage is lost, you have to be smiling. And it's like a weird, creepy, like kind of Chick-fil-A type rule where they say my pleasure instead of this. But you have to smile all the time. So this guy's just like a little creep who clearly ruined the moment, smiling and just doing a guide thing.
Exactly. He's flexing his power. He's looking at things from a victim perspective. So he sees that he's a victim because he's not straight. These straight people are trying to get engaged. And he just said, I need to go do something in order to promote equity.
I don't know if your take is right. I don't even know if this guy's gay. Let me watch it again because it's a little gay run for sure.
He has the ears on.
Oh, yeah. But that's his job.
He works at Disney.
And he grabs it. Imagine grabbing it.
I would think someone's just stealing the ring and like
I'd swing.
I would grab him, and then I would pick him up with one hand. And I would go, give him my ring back.
Yes, that's great, but over here it's going to be even better. It's
Lower.
Like, you're lying to my face.
The post ruined on one knee. It's going to be better over here. I think she knows it's coming.
I think Disney owes that couple something.
Disney owes that couple something for sure. That guy should be fired.
If you can't get on like that platform, if you shouldn't be on that platform, then how'd they get there?
And how long does it take?
The run up and stop should have happened way before the down on one knee moment.
Exactly. How long does it take to do this whole thing? You get on one knee. Will you marry me? Yes. You hug. You turn. You face the camera. She goes like this, and you're back in line or back behind the rope or whatever.
Nope. Not on Disney's watch.
Not on this guy's watch because gay people couldn't get married until recently. All right.
I don't know if that's the right take.
Moving on. Young Gravy concert, someone I've never heard of. Look at this video. Young Gravy's on stage. And he's giving out Slim Jim bites to sluts. He gives it to that first girl, fine. And then the second girl, who has a boyfriend.
She waits and winks. She waits, like, lets it linger.
And then winks, eye contact. And then the loser boyfriend, like super insecure, feeling like a loser, starts making out with her.
Immediately leans in for a kiss.
To like claim his, this is my girlfriend. You already lost her, buddy. You already lost her when she let it all go for a bit Slim Jim.
Yeah. A second bite of the Slim Jim. You're the second girl. And then she did like a whole thing. Ugh.
Yeah. Which is completely humiliating for this guy. Ding, ding, ding. It's over.
Yeah.
As they would say in a boxing match.
Just for this girl not to get invited backstage too, or like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you had that moment, you ruined the relationship. There's a 2-hour car ride home. This is in upstate New York. I'm making it up.
Young Gravy invited the other girl on stage or whoever. There's already people back there.
Exactly. And so it's like you did it all for this moment and the weird camera angle. And then the guy who probably maybe paid for you and brought you there and all that.
So he quickly learned what kind of girl he has. A girl for the streets. What could she have done when he offers a Slim Jim? You can just reject it and say, "Oh no, I'm not gonna."
Could you imagine?
I'm not gonna get fed a Slim Jim like that, and especially in front of people. My boyfriend.
Yep.
Number two, you'd never be at a Young Gravy concert, let alone in the front row at a Young Gravy concert.
Yeah, those are some Young Gravy fanatics, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. If you had a nice girlfriend, you wouldn't be there, and if you were there, she'd go, "What are we doing at this Young Gravy concert? All the way up at the front. Let's get out of here. Let's go to dinner and go home." And then you'd have a nice girl.
Smart.
But now you know. So she's for the streets. Break up with her. If you're the guy in the video, we'll send you a base plug. But you're not based. You're not based. So we're not going to send. You have to send us something. If you're the guy in the video, it's very embarrassing for you. Send us a DM and we'll give you our address and you can send us something.
Yeah, probably a mug, something small. under $20.
Yep, yep. You're not getting a base mug from us. That is for sure. Moving on. Bottle poured on head by Rick Ross.
Yeah. You want to give the context here?
Yeah, this is some more bad etiquette, bad nightlife etiquette. Rick Ross is in a club spending a lot of money, and people came over to his table, a bunch of girls and some guy, and then he just starts pouring champagne on this guy's head, and he does it. I don't know if he thinks it's cool.
Oh, he thinks it's cool. He's like, yeah.
And then look at the girls' faces. Like, they're looking at him. They're just like, you're pathetic.
One of the girl looks at her friends like,
one of the girls wearing like a bra and like underwear, and she's like, you're a loser.
well, I think a girl like that who's wearing the bra and the underwear has probably had some champagne poured on her experience and realized it's not worth it.
Well, that's why she wore the bathing suit to the bar.
Exactly. Exactly.
In case it happens again. I actually used to do like schizo drawings in 2016. And this exact moment I've actually drawn before and commented on, where it's like for 30 seconds, you think it's cool getting sprayed by the bottle. But then when it's over, you're all wet in the club, and the guy who sprays just drinking it with his friends, and like you were like a prop.
Yeah.
You got like used and dismissed, and you're all wet in the club now. Have fun Ubering home.
Yeah, the taxi comes up, they look you up and down, they go, not today. Not today, my friend.
$200 cleaning
Too
fee.
wet. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, take some vodka cranberries. You're all sticky now. Your night's ruined.
And that's the other thing. It's like, this guy was like, oh, this is my moment. I look so cool. It's like, no, Rick Ross looks cool. He's pouring champagne that's expensive as hell wherever he wants on you.
Yeah, he's like a Chad guy who has minion guys below him that are. It's like when the guy died in the plane, and Bane was like, "When you need one for the wreckage, brother," and the guy's like, "All right,
exactly,
I'll do it."
And he's the wreckage to make Rick Ross look cool.
Exactly.
It's like the equivalent of like, bro, I saw Kanye last night. He sneezed and some of it went in my mouth.
It's like, yeah, you got it. Wow, it's like you're Kanye. You're like right near a Kanye then.
Yo, Jay-Z. He ashed on my sweater.
Yeah.
His blood.
Exactly. So it's sloppy work. And that's also another reason. These nightlife scenes, there's nothing there. You're not going to meet anyone nice.
Overpriced, sucks your soul.
A lot of empty people looking for validation somehow.
Yeah. Women who dress, who don't have the best morals, loose morals, I'd say. Looking just to look good and stuff like that.
How'd you meet your wife? Oh, well, she was getting fed by Young Gravy. And
Rick Ross was there. He squirted her with champagne.
Yeah.
And then she saw me.
Yeah, exactly.
From across the room.
So there's no upside to live that way. And then, like, if you're still in the mindset of, like, trying to live that way, like, you're far from where you need to be mentally is kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
So moving on.
You go to a nightclub or a bar like this, and you get table service when your job pays for the whole thing. And you have like a crazy budget. You need to entertain the guys from Morgan Stanley.
Exactly.
Like, that's it. That's who this is for. This isn't for like 5 buddies to get together and be like, let's get a table. It's only $2,500.
Yeah. I used to do that for work when I lived in New York.
Yeah.
I worked for Citigroup. I had like a Wall Street job. And there was one time the bill was $50,000 and they paid it. I didn't ring it up, but
yeah.
$50,000. So you could have paid for get to go to college for a year.
Yeah, you could have gone and done some major philanthropy.
Could have bought some houses.
Instead, like Mike and Jim had a great night.
Yeah,
nothing to show for it.
It was so funny. It was the tab was like 30 bottles of Dom Perignon, like 20 bottles of Don Julio, like $18 for chicken tenders, like 2 Red Bulls, $9.
Yep.
And the tip was like $10,000. Brutal. Next clip. The boomers, you guys are doing weird stuff on Instagram. I get like these recommended videos to me. And I guess because I like them so much and I interact with them so much.
You send them around to your friends.
I send them around and it's like now I'm getting more of them. But the boomers, I don't know what they're trying to do. Look tough or what, but this is what they're up to on Instagram a lot of times.
Let's get one thing very clear. I don't avoid conflict because I'm scared of you. I avoid conflict because I'm scared of myself. My temper can go from 0 to death row really quick.
It's like, what are you people doing? Who are you hoping sees this?
You're an old man.
You should probably get your temper under control.
That's not a good thing at age 50.
Yeah, your temper flips like that, and you go to 0 100, and you're crazy. And it's like this is probably why you're divorced, and you're posting these videos hoping like a girl sees it and thinks you're tough in your car.
Yeah, can you imagine a girl being like, "Oh, what's he up to? Oh my God, he's so scary and tough. Exactly. I should probably go out with him."
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they're hoping happens from this type of content. But I've been getting this weird content. I also get these like weird Pakistani videos
Those are good.
where it's like all these like Pakistani like teenagers and they're going like violence, violence, violence. I avoid it. I don't like it. But violence likes me.
Violence, violence, violence. I don't like it. I avoid. But violence likes me. I can't avoid.
It's like you've never been in a fight. You've never done anything violent.
Who are you trying to tell this to? Just text them.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I can, I can handle my own in a fight. Just text the girl you like.
Nope, they can't do that. They have to send the message out and embarrass themselves to everybody else in hopes that the one girl likes it.
At least we know they're tough.
At least that's for sure. I wouldn't fight any of these guys. Their tempers are out of control.
They go from 0 to what?
Yeah, to death row real quick.
Really quick. I would never want to run into these guys.
Death row, I assume that's like murder.
He'll kill you.
Yeah. So we're talking about murder
Like
here.
that. Next clip. We're still in Cringe of the Week. Burger King Whoppers are doing gay stuff now. They're one of the other corporations that have sold out and propping up the LGBT global homo agenda.
Mm-hmm.
2 tops and 2 bottoms now. So if you get a burger, you can get 2 tops or 2 bottoms, which means obviously
Top or a bottom, gay sex, but whose butt is being butted.
yeah, there's a blowout.
Who's being blown out and who's getting the blowout? I don't know. Oh, dude, they're just drawing the line. Like I don't. They're drawing a crazy line here where I don't know what's satire and what's like a compliment. Like, is this if you're a gay guy and it's like, no, we did something with our buns. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Who's like, oh my god, thank you.
Yeah.
or are we being made fun of? I can't tell.
It's like, who's this for? And it's like, it's not really for anyone. So then it's like, oh, it's just to create like this false reality where they pretend they're like, oh yeah, everyone does the gay stuff. Everyone's cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Burger King, 2 tops, 2 bottoms. It's like, it's like doing, July 4th fireworks, Burger King, gay stuff. It's like all appropriate social commentary and involvement by these corporations. They're trying to just like sell. Exactly. They're trying to just sell a reality that doesn't exist where it's like, oh yeah, the gay stuff is totally mainstream normal behavior. I would do 2 bottoms.
Yeah,
because
like
the top's too round. The seeds, I don't even like the seeds like that. The bottoms is kind of like a patty melt. Exactly.
Yeah. I wouldn't get either just because I don't want to be involved in this. And you're a big Burger King guy. You like Burger King, so
I don't know. I'm not gonna make any promises.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a trans sandwich too. Did you see that?
No.
Chicken sandwich, and it comes in a Whopper wrapper, and then you eat it and go, "This is a Whopper. This tastes great, Whopper. This is a great Whopper. I love the Whopper taste I have. This is definitely a Whopper."
Yep. And then the Whopper wins Best Burger Award, even though it's a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, well, I want to be a fly on the wall at this like marketing department meeting. Like, guys, I have the best idea. And then it's like a whole PowerPoint on, so what is a top in the gay community? A top is this.
And it's just like this like very graphic, like, and then at the end, they're scared to say no to the gay guy's idea. So they're like, yeah,
let's go to print.
We'll do it.
Yep.
We'll do it. It's a good idea. Next, Girl Scouts have pride pins now. So the Girl Scouts are encouraging pride behavior from the young girls.
Yep.
They're making, if you want to get a pride pin, you have to go to a pride event. You have to write a letter to a pride person who inspires you.
You have to, it's basically a lot of like empty gestures. Watch a pride related movie, go to a pride event, wear purple on a certain day, do this type of stuff. And it's for the campaign of defining LGBTQ plus words for elementary school students.
Important.
Got to make sure they know those words, all those nuances and pronouns.
Yeah. Girl Scouts and people who are in them probably don't know how to start a fire anymore. Probably don't know any useful skills, how to sew.
Do they even go camping or anything?
How to go outside, how to build a fort, how to cook. Probably not. The gay stuff, they're working on it. There's also, Girl Scouts also give money to Planned Parenthood.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. And they also have like a affiliate group that does like this training for young girls where it teaches them about abortions and like promotes abortion in like a positive way. So no more Girl Scout cookies for us.
Yeah, I'll buy the cheaper ones that they sell year round.
Yeah.
Instead of the satanic abortion cookies for gay kids.
Yep, I don't eat stuff like that, so I don't have to worry.
You're gonna be ordering a Whopper like after this show.
I think I ordered a Whopper like 2 days ago, but it was before I saw this.
Okay.
And
so you're gonna make a change?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna make a change. Yeah. He'll order only twice a week instead of.
Yeah, I'll order like I ordered one 2 days ago, and I'll probably order one in like a week, and by then everyone will forget.
Yep.
And then I'll just use that to my advantage.
Exactly. You can't like. There's so many boycotts going on right now. Where can you eat?
So true.
Where can you even go?
You can only eat Brave Books or
Public Square.
You can go to the Public Square app.
You better hit up Public Square
and find out where you can eat. It's so true. The app is available on Google Play and the App Store. Second to last clip of Cringe of the Week. This woman biker got third place, and first and second went to these two women who were definitely women. So now this is the podium.
Yeah.
First and second and third. First and second are these trans people who are kissing each other. Like anything goes with these people.
I know. It's such a Burger King burger. You could switch any piece you want.
Tops, bottoms. You just they just get stuff together. You
what
put
was
them,
that?
You put, that was that was two tops.
That's dick to dick.
That's two. Or actually, that's two bottoms.
Oh, okay.
It could be either one.
All right.
And then you have the podium. They set it up. They put the two trans people next to each other. They're obviously going to make out.
Yep.
They can't help themselves.
Yeah.
And then this lady, women and children first.
With her newborn.
Women and children third.
Yeah.
It used to be women and children first. Yeah. Now they're in third watching the trans people make out. And that's like, if that's not a sign of the times, I don't know what is.
Yeah. And this wasn't that serious of a race. It was kind of like the whole organization was like a soft, weird organization that like
was openly a race for trans.
They specifically said like trans and anybody who identifies or competes with cis women can, come. But it's just a hilarious picture.
And one of the racers was like a male racer in March, like 6 months ago or 4 months ago.
Yep. Emily Bridges. Emily.
We talked about Emily Bridges like months ago. That was the trans one who was going to steal cycling, and we called it. And now it's starting. She's going to enter the race where she's allowed. Then there'll be the next one, and then the next one, and then Emily Bridges will be a household name, best cycler in the world, best woman cycler.
Oh, when Emily got banned, it was only for like a year until her testosterone levels went to a reasonable level.
Yeah.
So we'll see more of her.
We need some time for her dick to shrivel. Last one, pronouns girl. This person's changing their pronouns based on who they talk to.
Happy Pride, everybody. I already mentioned this in my story, but I've added a new set of pronouns to the pronouns that I'm comfortable being called. I've been sitting on Fair's pronouns for a while, and honestly kind of psyching myself out about it. I'm like, oh, do I really want to like change this again? And then I like realized, I was like, who cares? Like, if I decide that I don't like them, I can just stop using them. My other thing about this new set of pronouns is that I would only like for queer and trans people to use them for me. Cishet people, they, them. Queer and or trans people, you can use they, them, or fair. It's all good with me. I'm excited because fair pronouns make me feel very affirmed.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules. Did you write that down? How are you gonna know what to talk to her? Like,
I think the path we're ending on is like a decoder. And it's like, or like a flow chart. It's like, if you are trans, go left. If you are regular, go right. And it's like, and you are talking to me, and it's a Tuesday, go left. If it's Wednesday, go right. And then eventually you get down to it, and it's like, all right, I got to keep, oh, dude, I'm going to meet up with Fair Self. Oh, shoot, I got to bring my key card or my little document.
Yeah. If you're a straight person and she has purple hair, it's like a decoder. Turn to page 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Read the next prompt there.
The reference is crazy.
It's funny because like back in the day before social media, these people would just be kind of like weird loner types, and they would grow out of it.
Yeah, I think weird manifests itself in different ways, and like this is like the clear outlet.
Like
we
knew kids in high school that were probably weird or whatever, but if they grew up now, they would probably fall into this category. But in high school, there was no social media, so they were kind of just like loners or had a group of weird friends.
Yep.
And they would kind of just like live in that world, and then they basically, I would say 90% of them grew out of it.
And like would go to be an engineer or something.
Exactly. In high school I was a goth, or in high school I was weird. I had whatever purple hair. Now
the weird plain kid. Now he's a mechanic. It worked out.
Exactly.
There was a path.
But now it's like there's this world online where they participate in and they become known and popular in. And then it's like the chances of you leaving that. So you're a loner, you're kind of weird. Then you start talking online and you find more people like you who promote what you're saying. It's like you're going to go further down the rabbit hole, not away from the rabbit hole.
And then I think that's how it's all set up, is the positive reinforcement and cheering, like not only online, but with drag as well. It's like, wait, I can just dress up in an outfit, do a very mediocre dance, and everyone will go nuts for me.
Mm-hmm.
When do you get that kind of treatment anywhere else?
Nowhere.
You got to like do something. You got to be like winning the race. You got to come from behind, or you have to be like scoring the winning touchdown, or get the final word in the spelling bee.
Or go on the talent show and do your dance. And it's
twirling.
Like, is my dance going to work in the talent show? No.
Yeah.
So you have to do it by yourself in your room and you get positively reinforced.
So it's celebration without accomplishment.
Exactly.
And so do you think someone without any accomplishment wouldn't be attracted to that in some way if they were weird? And I think that's part of the problem we're seeing. Fair self?
Mm-hmm.
Is that short for fairy? Is this a fairy person?
Maybe.
Okay. That's what I'm leaning towards, because
it makes sense.
It's obviously all made up. Nothing matters. So I might as well guess.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Cringe of the Week, as always, is brought to you by Brave Books, our friends at Brave Books. Guys, are you tired of seeing our public school system take our kids into a bad direction? The sexualization of the kids from the corporations and the drag queen shows, stuff like that. It's not good. Where is the relief? It's at companies like Brave Books. BraveBooks.us is the website. Check them out. They have a fantastic treasure chest package. They also have a subscription service, so you can get good books sent to you every month for a very reasonable price. Use code FLECKUS for a big chunk off. Also, recently, Google removed Brave Books from AdSense. So Brave Books cannot use a Google AdSense account, I guess because they're too controversial, but realistically because they're America First. So we need to support them now more than ever. They're having a harder time getting their message out there, so they're sponsoring shows like ours. Let's support them right back at bravebooks.us. Use code FLECKUS. It goes a long way. It's a great product. Get it for your kids so they can learn the lessons that we want them to learn and not get indoctrinated by the satanic pedophiles. bravebooks.us. Use code FLECKUS. Which takes us into our next section, Urban Decay. This is a great Urban Decay. Well, it's actually bad. Because bad stuff happens. It's a tough Urban Decay section. Our first clip is this New Orleans gun video. Here we have some New Orleans citizens with their guns. Very 2A friendly, it looks like.
Extended mag friendly, too. High capacity friendly as well.
And there's been a 62% increase in murders in New Orleans.
In 2020,
In 2020, yeah, that stat just came out. And it's funny because the Democrats are always saying, like, no one needs a weapon of war, or no one needs guns. What do we need guns like this for? And, like, those are the guns that are probably illegal most of the time.
Of course.
And then they do crimes. Like, they do crimes with them. And then the DAs drop the charges or knock the charges down because they don't want to put black people in prison disproportionately to the population. And then it's like you claim you want to get bad guns off the street. You claim you want to get murders down and take the guns away so it doesn't happen as often. But when you get people doing crimes with guns, you let them go. So it sounds like they want to come for Republicans' guns.
Yeah, I don't see many
lawful gun owners.
Exactly. I don't see many plans that just seriously help get this off.
Yeah.
You know, there should be a strike rule, like, or something like that for if you've been caught with an illegal gun on the street and you're a felon. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these kids are felons at this point.
100%.
Or close to it.
But they want the solution. Why won't the Republicans do anything to fix this? The Republicans are the party of dead kids. And it's like you have people doing crimes with guns and killing people with guns, and you don't solve any of the murders, and you don't arrest the people. And if you do, you don't charge them with anything escalated because they had a gun. You actually knock it down and let them go. So it sounds like they don't actually want to solve the problem. They want to just take law-abiding people's guns away.
They just want to talk about white supremacy and villainize, I don't know, people who like AR-15s.
Yeah, exactly.
Most AR-15 owners are former military, 35 plus
Let me say
married.
one more thing.
So that's all I'm saying is that they're not just crazy people.
Here's the thing. Once black people get guns in this country, the gun laws will change. Trust me.
A new study actually came out recently from the SPLC that said Democrats are the ones who are most likely to be accepting of assassinations.
What?
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
It does. Democrat men. So, also unrelated, Republicans, give us your guns.
Yeah.
One more reason.
We love assassinations, and we love swinging the pendulum way back.
Yeah.
Like, the whip is in the other hand.
And they're using it. Which takes us to our next clip. Look at this guy. Here's an example of someone who's not turning his gun in.
Hey, I don't usually do this, but boy, you look like you need some help, my brother. You don't need no help? You on the floor? You got a box? Oh, all right, put the thing up.
Yeah. You think he's turning his gun in?
Yeah.
What happens when this guy follows you into your apartment when you get buzzed in?
Yep.
Think he's going to follow the gun laws?
Better call the cops. They'll be there in 23 minutes.
They might not go in.
That's actually sad. You know?
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Like,
we shouldn't be making jokes.
But that's what we do here.
Yep. Next clip. A 12-year-old robs a store with a gun. So they're in line at the convenience store.
Big Bubba putting his chip in.
And then behind him is a 12-year-old kid with a gun. Illegally, you can't have a gun when you're 12 like this, right? Handgun. And she's like, the lady's like, are you serious?
And he lets one off.
He was serious.
Here, get out, right? Here, take it.
Pretty clean robbery.
Yeah. So she asked if he's serious. He blasted one off to prove he was. It's illegal for him to even have a gun.
Yep.
But you need to make sure you turn your guns in.
So what do you think we should do with this 12-year-old?
Parents get in trouble.
I mean, basically the max you can do is juvenile facility until 18. Yeah. So this kid's going to be a mean kid coming out at 18 with 6 years juvie experience, if they even lock him up, which I'm sure they'll just send him to a camp or something.
Yeah, maybe like a Big Brother program, something like that. Get the parents involved. But
I'm sure the parents is an ugly scene on that.
Yeah, definitely is. Taking us to our next clip, guy throws girl on tracks.
Yep, this is in New York.
And there's a older woman standing there.
52-year-old woman.
And this guy comes and grabs her and just throws her on the train tracks. But in his defense, he might not have been able to get a gun, and this is what he did instead.
Yeah.
This might have been a shooting, and instead he did that.
In defense of Democrat policies.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't a mass shooting.
At least he didn't shoot everybody.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a win for the Democrats in this situation.
This is one of those things, too, where it's like, where are the men at? Where are the people? This guy should be, like, stomped out, held on the ground until police arrive, and then taken to jail. But, you know, he just kind of gets away with it. Everybody goes, not my problem. And life goes on. Crime keeps happening. No solutions are made. He's back out on the street.
As always. Well, do not fret. Do not get depressed. Do not worry. We are coming into our Uplifting Gold section. First clip of Uplifting Gold is a little boy was lost in Montana for 2 days.
Yep.
And they found him.
Yep.
What does the headline say?
Missing boy found after surviving 2 days alone in cold Montana wilderness.
It looks like he's seen some stuff.
Yeah, for the before and after on this pic, it got crazy. And actually, interesting point here on this little boy's survival, which shout out to the little boy, shout out to the parents, great job. Well, you lost your eye off him for a little bit, but the result is what's the uplifting gold part. And it said that he was, like, they alerted the authorities that he was missing, and then people went out and searched, and they had to call off the search because it, like, visibility was so bad and it was raining so much. So he was going through it, and they're like, call it off. And he's like, shivering.
So cold. This reminds me of that meme of, like, the World War II guy.
Yeah.
Who was, like, before and after the war, and after the war, he's got, like, the 1,000-yard stare, and he's just, like, completely different.
Yep.
He kind of has a little version of that. There is, the reason it's uplifting in my mind is the 2 days he was missing, he wasn't in the public school system.
Wow.
So that
he's got to find a way to just backdoor it.
Exactly. So he's in nature for 2 days. He learned some skills, and he didn't get taught about, he didn't tip any drag queens.
And you can see he's in his pajamas. He's in his pajamas and his little toes, like his socks are all kind of beat up. It's like he went through it. He's tattered. And I thought that picture, when you sent me that picture, the before and after of the soldier, I thought that was the guy who invented the espresso machine.
Oh no,
That was after all the toil and like many variations of the machine.
Yeah.
And he finally got the espresso
finally
machine
got it.
out, and he had aged 20 years.
He drank so much. He drank so many sample espressos that it just caffeine blew him out.
And then if he goes and he hears the sound of steam going through, he'll freak out.
Yeah.
So
it's very important, espresso.
Yeah.
Next story. Woman found $36,000 in a couch she got for free.
yeah, this old woman found a couch on Craigslist that was free, like if you pick it up or something, basically. And she went home, found some envelopes, found $36K.
Returned it.
What did she do? She returned it.
That's a nice uplifting thing. And they gave her $2,000 for returning it.
Yeah, they gave her $2,000 and then she bought a nice fridge or something.
When they returned it, it's like one of those videos where it's like, hey, did you drop this? It's $100. And it's like, yeah, that's mine. And it's like, no, it's not.
This is the
It's
polar
like, oh, I
opposite.
found $36,000 in that couch you gave me for free. That trash couch you basically were throwing away. And it's
Yep.
like, oh, yeah, that's mine. Gary V told us so. Gary V told you so.
Yep.
Free couches, what a flip. Free couch to $36K.
Yep. What would you do if you found $36K in a couch? Be honest.
It depends. If you're getting a free couch from like a trap house or like a sketchy bad area,
And it's drug money?
and it's like
you have
drug
reason to-
money and it's cash hidden.
Okay.
If I got it from like a family,
This is more old lady like who didn't trust a banks.
you think so?
Had to be. It's like an old white couch, like probably like a living room couch.
Not a trap couch.
Not a trap house. Not a trap house. This isn't an uplifting story of drug dealers for getting their money back. This was a
Yeah.
woman who died, and then the family was getting rid of her estate, and then this lady got the couch.
If it's a woman who died and it was a dead person's couch and they never relayed the message, hey, my final words, there's always money in the banana stand. You
Yeah.
know, there's money in the couch.
Yeah.
I would return it.
Okay. So if you
Or I
read this
return it and be like, hey, I found $28,000.
that was my next point. That was my next point is like, we only hear the headline in the story, but what if there was $100,000 in that couch? And it's like headline, $36,000 returned. And it's like, you give her a reward out of it and she takes the $2,000.
It's like, hey, I got that couch from yesterday. There was $1,400 in it. This wants you to have it back. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, no worries.
That was literally what my next point is. Nobody knows how much really was in that couch. This lady looks nice who returned it, but we don't know for sure.
Next clip, it's dad cheers for everyone at the graduation. Let's actually not play it.
Okay.
Because I just think it's stupid.
Okay, so why'd you send it to me? And
Well, it's an uplifting thing where the dad is in the stands in the graduation and he yells and cheers everyone's name who
it's
graduates.
like, Michael Johnson. Yeah, Michael.
Which is nice. It's uplifting. But also, it's like, I don't really believe in celebrating high school graduations.
Okay.
Because I think it's like if I graduated high school and everyone was like, wow, we're so proud of you. We can't believe it. You did so good. It was unbelievable. It's like, you didn't think I can graduate high school?
Yeah, pretty low bar.
No one even fails high school anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. What if your high school was hard?
There's no hard high schools.
Yeah,
If everyone graduates now.
Yeah.
There's no one who's not graduating. So I'm not.
That's
we're not
the first
gonna,
live abort of a uplifting gold I've seen on this show so far.
Yeah, it's not
guys,
that uplifting. It's depressing. Oh, my family was really proud of me for graduating high school. They couldn't believe it, and now I work at Circuit City.
Circuit City.
You know.
This
Next
is-
clip: aluminum plant fire.
Yeah, so this is a catastrophic failure at an aluminum extrusion line. So they're piping hot aluminum through stuff. Let's just let it rip.
Everything's normal. There's a little bit of an issue.
Oh, steam blowout.
Uh-oh.
Spaghetti-O. Fire spreading pretty quick.
Go get your stuff. Grab your phone at the desk. Oh, you got out of there. Great.
Yeah, this guy runs to his desk, grabs some personal items. 2 things, maybe his phone, wallet. He's looking to call 911. And then 2 seconds later, the whole thing is engulfed in flames. That desk is all on fire and the entire roof is coming in.
And then it just like swirls out of control and then like it's like a portal into hell out of nowhere.
Yeah. So why is this an uplifting gold?
Hear me out. This whole thing happened so quick, right?
Okay.
You're at work, everything's fine, and then imagine 15 seconds from now, fire, hell, we're in a portal.
Yeah.
So
Survival
basically,
mode.
it's uplifting because things can change very quickly. Anything can happen. Things can change very quickly. Things can go from 0 to 100. Things can go from 0 to death row pretty quick.
Whoa.
No, I don't mean to call it back to cringe of the week, but It's an uplifting because look how fast the situation can change. Obviously, in this case, it's for the worst. But if you play this clip backwards,
Yeah.
you just created an aluminum plant out of nothing, out of like the universe, the floating universe, it's like a big, mini Big Bang almost.
Yeah. I was gonna say this gave me a lesson of don't go back to the desk for that last second. Because a metal beam can hit you in the head or something.
I was going to say, good thing you went back.
Okay.
Because like you just got back and you left and you were right to do it and then everything blew up right after.
That's true.
But I guess it can go either way. But it's uplifting because look how fast the situation can change. And if it can change for the better that fast, that's uplifting.
All right.
So if you're down and out and feeling kind of depressed, you could open a hell portal in your house in a second.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse.
Try to deep fry a turkey in your kitchen. Open the hell portal.
And don't measure it. Don't measure the oil. Don't think about the volume of the chicken or how much it's going to displace. Just risk it.
Yeah, open the portal. Final clip of uplifting gold. It's truly uplifting. Kid on a bike tries to impress girl.
Yep.
This is what we like.
Good stuff.
The kid's out there trying to impress the girl. He does the bike on one foot. That's pure Americana.
You know what his dad should do? Take him to Hooters.
Take that kid to Hooters.
Just test him out. Make sure.
Yeah.
Make sure he likes what he sees.
Exactly. This is nice. This is pure Americana. This is how it should be. This is how we should be letting kids be kids. Playing outside on bikes and getting to know each other. And how they progress naturally is how they should progress. This kid's not tipping any drag queens. He's not getting dragged to Pride.
Yeah, literally. And you know what's true? Or you know what's interesting? This little kid is not that far off from A, both the drag kids that you just mentioned, and then B, the slightly older New Orleans kids. You know? So it's like, which way do we want to go, people? Nice, wholesome moment trying to impress girls, liking girls, playing sports, being athletic, or weird sexual too much energy with gay guys, or gun-toting, crime, whatever. So,
which way, Western man?
Remember what we're protecting when you're trying to give your kids like a nice life and live in a nice neighborhood and have standards, you know, because things can fall off quickly.
Exactly. Well, that is the end of the episode. Another Fleckus Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. ShopFleckus.com for the best merch in the game. We have Trader Joe's, Crenshaw Sucks, Become Unpinnable, The Clintons, Base Mug, all good gifts for your dad for Father's Day if you're looking for gifts for that. Links are in the description. Thank you to our sponsors for this episode, Brave Books, bravebooks.us. Check them out. And also Public Square. The Public Square app is available on Google Play and the App Store, anywhere you get your apps. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you at the next one. Oh, and don't forget, sign up for Patreon. We have a bonus episode coming out on Sunday. We have a great bonus land coming on Sunday. So make sure you guys sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/Fleckus. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you at the next one.